The federal government has approved a 150-day duty-free window to allow the importation of maize, ox brown rice, and wheat as part of measures to combat rising food inflation in the country. The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, disclosed this in his press statement as part of the implementation of the Presidential Accelerated and Stabilization Advancement Plan. Welcome to Business Points, where we extract the Nigerian economy and the government policies. I am your host, Kikelomo Okeri. Stay with us, don't go away.
Get ready for it. Inside Today brings you issues relating to family, peer pressure, drugs, substance abuse, societal and topical issues making rounds. Join Jumaine Manson on Global Television Monday to Thursday and they repeat every Friday. Time 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Don't miss out.
Are you a food lover? Do you care about your health and nutrition? Are you interested in exploring the diverse culinary traditions from around the world? Then look no further. Introducing Lunch Global on Global Television, a show that takes you on a delicious journey through the world of food, nutrition, and diet. So, whether you're a seasoned foodie, a health enthusiast, or simply curious about the world of food, Lunch Global has something for everyone. Tune in Mondays to Fridays and let your taste bud take you on a journey of flavor, culture, and discovery on Lunch Global. Bon appetit!
Time check. It's midday. Then it's Midday Discourse. Midday Discourse is a program that covers trending local and international news, current issues, and human-related topics. Join Samuel Odi weekdays 1 p.m. on Global Television. The discussion starts here.
The federal government hopes to quell the food security problem in the next 180 days through the granting of 150 days import window for certain food commodities, while the federal government will import 250 metric tons of wheat and maize to fill depleted strategic grain reserve. Furthermore, the federal government says it will engage stakeholders to get a guaranteed minimum price for commodities, ramp up production, especially among smallholders farmers in the 2024-2025 farming season, promotion of production of fortified food commodities, and others. The Minister of Agriculture, Senator Abubakar Kyari, also noted that the ministry in the next 14 days will collaborate Presidential Food System Coordinating Unit and the Economic Management Team to finalize the implementation framework for the policy initiative. Nigerian external reserve have increased yet again, this time by $1.88 billion to $34.66 billion as of July 4, 2024, marking a 13-month high. Record indicates that this is the highest level the external reserve has touched since the introduction of the foreign exchange unification policy back in June 2023. The growth in reserve is also on the back of a string of financial commitment from Afreximbank and World Bank through loans, and the CBN introduced a string of FX reform. On June 14, 2023, the Central Bank of Nigeria unveiled a strategy to streamline the foreign exchange market by merging all segments into a single unified system. This pivotal shift aimed at fostering liquidity and stability within the Nigerian FX market, ironically, seems to have precipitated increased market volatility and a precipitous decline in the Naira value. When the CBN announced the FX unification policy, Nigerian external reserve were at $34.66 billion. However, from July to December 2023, the reserve fluctuated within $33 billion range. According to research, the external reserve hit $34.66 billion as of July 4, 2024, the highest in over a year. This is only second to $34.69 billion achieved on the 13th of June 2023, just before the exchange rate was unified by the government. Nigeria has been experiencing a surge in exchange rate in the last few weeks, ending the month of June above $34 billion for the first time since April. The reserve have continued to swell in July, hitting multiple highs that have now accumulated in the highest reserve in the last 1 year. However, the CBN Governor, Olayemi Cardoso, addressed the issue of decline at the last IMF spring meeting, where he says the decreased reserve were primarily due to debt repayment and other standard financial obligations rather than efforts to defend the Naira. However, since then, a gradual and consistent upward trajectory has been observed, coinciding with a period of exchange rate stability, with the reserve eventually culminating into 34.66 billion naira, recorded on July 4, 2024. In the past 1 month, the reserve has surged by 6% from 32.78 billion naira recorded on the same day of the previous month. Private equity investment in Nigeria jumped by 321.8% in the first quarter of 2024, largely on deals from energy and educational technology firm. The report by the South Africa-based firm, which track merger and acquisition and corporate finance activities across the continent, shows that the value of merger and acquisition in Africa most populous rose to $2.59 billion, that is 322% higher than $614 million in the same period of 2023, and 47.2% higher than $1.76 billion reported in the first quarter of 2022. Nigeria recorded the highest private equity deals on the continent for the first time in 2 years. But in first quarter of 2023, Zimbabwe had overtaken Nigeria as the Southern Africa country received the highest value of mergers and acquisition. However, the change in first quarter of 2024, as a breakdown of the latest reports, revealed that Zambia, Morocco, Kenya, and Egypt were behind Nigeria with $168.9 million, $132.9 million, $44.0 million, and $31.9 million, respectively. Others were Botswana with $10 million, Cote d'Ivoire with $3.52 million, Tunisia with $600,000, Ghana with $314,000 million, and Namibia with $100,000. In terms of total deals, West Africa continued to dominate, recording $2.6 billion in value, with Nigeria the center of activities with 20 deals. Budget says its open self-service delivery monitoring platform Tracker has discovered an allocation of 730 32.5 billion naira for empowerment project in the 2024 budget by the federal government, according to a statement released by the organization. The amount allocated for the empowerment project, which it's described as vague, is higher than $646.5 billion allocated to health projects. It added that despite the 2023 record of Nigeria having the second highest child mortality rate in the world, the government has shown no signs of tackling these critical emergencies head-on, as the allocation in the 2024 budget do not reflect priority in the health sector. Budget says its tracker discovered a total of 4,440 empowerment projects in the 2024 budget, while noting that empowerment projects were previously limited to constituency projects. It says over the year they have gradually sped into capital projects through insertion by the National Assembly. The organization explained that further analysis of the budget also shows that over 2,558 projects worth 624 billion naira were allocated to agencies outside their mandate, which budget called on anti-graft agency to probe the anomalies in the 2024 budget to forestall diversion, misappropriation, and embezzlement. It also called on elected representatives and ministry, departments, and agencies to provide timely updates to the public and ensure quality implementation of this project to ensure Nigeria derive maximum benefit from public fund. All right, let's take a quick short break. While we're on break, we'll take a look at some of the business stories in Nigeria. Stay with us, don't go away. Hello and welcome to Business Report. Credits to the government surged by 8.4 trillion naira in the month of May 2024, dwarfing private sector credit growth by 6 times within the same period. This is according to the latest money and credit statistics data of the Central Bank of Nigeria for May 2024. The CBN data also shows that credits to the government account for 86% of fresh domestic credit, as the government continues to rely more on local borrowing to fund its expenditures. On a monthly basis, credits to the government rose by 30% from 19.98 trillion naira in April 2024 to 28.38 trillion naira in May 2024. However, on a year-on-year basis, there was a decrease of 8% in the credit to the government from 30.71 trillion naira in May 2023 to 28.38 trillion naira in the same period of this year. While the credits to the government rose by 30% in 1 month, credits to the private sector increased by 2% from 72.92 trillion naira in April to 74.31 trillion naira in May 2024. However, on a year-on-year basis, credit to private sector rose at a higher rate of 66% from 44.79 trillion naira in May last year to 74.31 trillion naira in the same period in 2024. In addition, net domestic credit rose by 36% from 75.5 trillion naira in May 2023 to 102.69 trillion naira in May 2024. On a monthly basis, net domestic credit rose by 9.8 trillion naira, that is 10% from 92.89 trillion naira in April 2024. Banks in Nigeria recorded a significant drop in losses to financial fraud in the first quarter of this year as the amount lost in the period declined by 77.62% compared to the previous quarter. The Financial Institution Training Center disclosed this in its report on fraud and forgeries report in Nigerian Bank for the first quarter of 2024. According to the report, Nigerian banks lost 468.42 million naira in the first quarter, a substantial decline from the 2.09 billion naira loss they recorded in the fourth quarter of 2023. In terms of the amount involved in the fraud, the report revealed that a total of 2.99 billion naira was involved in fraud in the quarter, representing a 56.73% decline compared with the 6.91 billion naira recorded in the preceding quarter. According to the Financial Institution Training Center report, mobile fraud accounted for 46.29% of the total losses recorded by the banks in the first quarter of 2024, with a value of 216.83 million naira, while computer web fraud entry accounted for 17.00%, totaling 79.61 million naira. The exchange rate for custom duties collection has dropped from 1,516 naira to a dollar to 1,512 naira to a dollar between 5th of July and 7th of July 2024. This represents a decline of 4 naira when compared to the previous rate. The drop in the exchange rate reflects the decline in rate between the 4th and 5th of July 2024, where the official market rate dropped from 1,520 naira to a dollar to 1,509 naira to a dollar. The high forex rate for custom duties collection mirrors the weakening of the naira in both the official and parallel markets, a relatively stable FX market in June. In June, the FX market and the custom exchange rate shows some stability, with the exchange rate fluctuating between 1,473 naira and 1,510 naira and closing at 1,505 naira, indicating a 1.3% depreciation for the month. This stability, despite earlier volatility, suggests that the CBN reform and policy measures may be starting to stabilize the foreign exchange market. In the first half of 2024, the CBN significantly raised the monetary policy rate by a cumulative 750 basis points to tackle rising inflation and attract foreign portfolio investors. This move had an immediate impact in the first quarter, with foreign portfolio investment rising to 2.07 billion naira, the highest quarterly amount since first quarter in 2020. Additionally, total capital import for the quarter increased to 3.37 billion naira, also the highest since the first quarter in 2020. The CBN will hold its next Monetary Policy Committee meeting later this month and will decide to either hold or continue with the interest rate hike that characterized the first quarter of the year. Kíkẹ́ lọmọ òkèèrè.
It's time for sports' biggest moments on global television. The headlines, scores, breaking news, and commentaries on sporty events. Talking with the biggest players, strikers, and about the slam dunks and goals, stunning saves, near misses, and upsets. Let's talk about the greatest home runs, comebacks, knockdowns, and victories. Talk sports with the king of sports, Anthony Momodu. Weekdays, 10 a.m. Don't miss out.
You're welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's Business Point, where we x-ray the Nigerian economy and the government policies. The increase in the minimum capital requirement for banks to operate in Nigeria is likely to force the country's smaller banks to combine with rival before a 2026 deadline, according to S&P Global Rating. About half of Nigeria's 26 lenders were considered small banks. An analyst at the rating firm Samira Mensa says individual bank size and solvency level will determine how they end up in the exercise, with tier 1 and mid-sized lenders likely to meet the deadline. She added that investors were particularly concerned about banks currently benefiting from regulatory forbearance regarding their solvency ratio. The analyst noted top-tier banks in particular have always had a very strong track record of accessing the capital market and the Eurobond. The Nigerian Customs Service Ogun Area Command Idiroko made seizures of contraband with duty paid value of 770,666,237 naira between April and June 2024. The Controller of the Command, Comptroller James Ojo, made this disclosure at a briefing held in Abeokuta, Ogun State. It says the command generated 92,369,227 naira as revenue within the 3 months, that is 52.46% increase when compared to 53,983,622 naira recorded in the corresponding period of 2023. He added that it also surpasses the monthly revenue target of 34,122,666 naira in June 2024 by 77.86%. He added that other interceptions include 2,947 cartons of frozen poultry products, 7,015 bags of foreign parboiled rice, 21 units of vehicles, 3 units of motorcycle, and 115 pairs of used shoes. Ojo says the seizure made within the period were not just number, but they represented the agency's relentless fight against smuggling and determination to protect local economy, to ensure public health and safety, and uphold the integrity of the nation's border. All right, this is where we draw the curtain on Business Point today. Join me again tomorrow for another edition on Global Television. We are on Star Time Channel 276. Kindly follow us on all our social media handles at Global TV NG and our website globaltvabuja.com. Till I come your way again, I am Kike Lomo Okeri. I celebrate you all.